We're in the midst of a couple weather alert days, and this big event is going to be the snow, biggest snow we could potentially see in the last 6 to 8 years for us here in eastern North Carolina. But don't just focus on the snow. Again, I know that's going to be the big aspect of it here, but we had cold weather out the door this morning. We'll have it again tomorrow morning and as well as Thursday morning. Not only are we talking about temperatures just barely getting above that freezing mark for us here, but anything that does try to thaw and melt, it's going to create hazardous roads once those temperatures drop back below freezing. So we're kind of a long duration event, with the biggest part of that being the snow that we're going to be dealing with this here in eastern North Carolina. But again, extremely cold temperatures, pipe bursting cold potentially for us here, not to mention the wind chills. So we are seeing those wind chills, the big concern out there for us, not only today, but through the overnight hours. Yes, we will see the accumulating snow, and that's going to make the roads fairly treacherous across the area for us here. Also due to the black ice, anything that does thaw will refreeze and could be hazardous in the early morning hours once we get into Thursday and Friday. Colder already this afternoon, 5 to 10 degrees compared to where we were. 28 in Kinston, 28 in Kenansville, barely at freezing in Jacksonville. A little bit warmer along the coast, so we're seeing a little bit of sunshine get through, but it's going to be those coastal areas that we have the greatest threat of seeing that accumulating snow for. And you'll notice those winds out of that north-northeasterly direction, keeping that cold air locked in place. It feels like sub-freezing out the door for us this afternoon. A lot of those high-level clouds streaming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's where we're going to be watching the storm system giving historic snow along the I-10 corridor there in Louisiana back in towards Houston. In fact, Houston may be challenging records back in 1960 as far as the snow there is concerned. And you'll notice that feed of moisture coming right up along the eastern seaboard. I always say when we start talking about the potential of snow for us here in eastern North Carolina, you need two things. First and foremost, you need the cold, which we definitely have. Then you're going to get the moisture, and we're going to get that as an area of low pressure comes up along the coast, pulling that moisture back into the cold air. Watch on future track here again, hovering just barely at that freezing mark for us here as we head on in through the afternoon hours. You'll notice that snow start along the coastal areas and then spread inland as it gets some upper level energy with it. All of us are below that freezing mark for us here. Most intense snowfall about 9 o'clock to about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then that low pressure starts to move off of the coast. That'll allow us to see that snow come to an end around sunrise and eventually start to clear the clouds out for us here as we do head on in through the afternoon hours tomorrow. A little unusual, the higher snowfall totals, 6 to maybe some isolated 7 or 8 inch amounts down East Carteret County out towards Ocracoke along the coastal areas here. And notice that great drop off as you go further inland, where we'll see quickly only maybe an inch or 2, possibly some 3 or 4 inch amounts along the Highway 17 corridor. So the worst is going to be overnight tonight with that moderate accumulating snow, temperatures below freezing, and we still remain cold even as we do head on in through the second half of the week here. So again, the overnight temperatures are going to be the issues with black ice and refreezing for us. We'll eventually, though, get some sunshine, warm those temperatures up to, well, closer to average in here as we go through the weekend with that sun.